Hello indie game fans, this video is brought to you by Data Dream, a 3D platformer that looks pretty sweet. Our story begins when a software developer dozes off into a digital dream where computer components transform into creatures, people, and places. A polymorphic invader intends on a full system takeover, so it is up to our hero to save the day. I do like the look of this title, more so in the movement and mechanics, rather than specific design or environmental objects, and looks like it could be pretty good. This is the work of a solo developer over 4 years, so hopefully that pays off, with the release being quite soon on the 8th of May. As always, if interested, do wishlist this title, as it really does help the developer. Trying something new, so I'll be premiering this moving forward, so be sure to drop by during the live period to chat with me. Part 1 of the new releases includes a couple of neat looking city builders, a rhythm bullet hell title, a fishing RPG, and some ports of great games.
The air has gone stale because the trees are all dead. People stay in, work VR drone jobs, attend VR schools, watch VR porn. Everything courtesy of the Soma Core. Amazing, huh? Well, it ain't. Bow to mighty Soma Core. Our services are discontinued. One wrong puff, and you're forced into a disconnected life you ain't asked for. Will not like it one bit. The disconnected are always on the move, in search of a life on the run from hunger, drought, loneliness.
Got a flash, guys.
This is their story.
Let me drop some bass right in this place.
Steady. Steady. Hold. Off you go then. Oh dear. That's some good sheep wrangling.
Some 900 years ago, a young man, blind with desire, sought to defy the rules of Mother Nature.
Nothing can be done. Fate has chosen. I have seen the future as I gazed upon the looking glass. It all burns.
The virus hit fast and hard. It wasn't long before the Shoggoth had complete control of the city.
So long as Ferriman's out there, I'll stop at nothing to get her back.
You say you're looking for a princess?
No one, not a soul has ever returned from beyond those trees. Oh no! Listen, how peculiar.
The events that led to this point made you, Tom Ben. Nobody can take that away from you.
Pretty girl, looking for a big strong man to save her from the clutches of some evil bloke. It's all very predictable when you've been around as long as I have.
If you enjoyed the video, why not share it with a friend? Check out even more great indie gaming videos, and in this current climate, stay safe and I will see you after the jump.